All right, we have two new ones to talk about. We're going to roll the video here and kind of go scene by scene. These are real short. These are like little 30 seconds. They've all kind of been the same.
Little Book of Boba TV promos?
Yeah. All right. So this one is called Ready. I am Boba Fett.
Ready.
Here we go.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
I don't recall seeing that Twi'lek before.
Times.
Oh, this guy here kind of doing this little bow movement.
Yeah, he does a little bow. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like the first character we're actually seeing here.
Yeah.
It's not helmeted. Can't figure out who it could possibly be or what his role is. He clearly is in Jabba's palace, though.
Yes.
Because I recognize the wind chimes there that Leia Bush bumped into, and the stairwell that goes right into the throne room. So this guy is approaching the throne.
Yes.
Right
yes.
now.
Yep. He's in front of the dais and kind of paying his respects here with a little bow.
It's weird seeing Jabba's palace empty like this.
Yeah, it is.
No Rees, no Efont Man.
Where are the denizens?
Yeah, where are the denizens? Where's a Pote Snicken?
Yeah.
Where is Rees? Where are the Gamorrean guards? And I mean the big boys too, not these skinny little pukes we've been seeing.
Yeah, right. The real Gamorreans.
Where's Yak Face? Where's Man?
In difficult times, fear is a sure bet.
Yeah, I think that's
a new
that
shot.
was new. Yeah.
That brief shot of them walking around Tatooine. Tim Morrison has the helmet off, him and Fennec Shand.
Look at the way he's holding it. It's upside down. I think he's going trick-or-treating. Like that's...
Remember, there is a shot in the trailer that shows his helmet spill, and there are credits in there.
Ah. So he is going around and asking for money.
Well, I don't know if he's asking for it. Maybe he's earning it, like street fighting or something like that. He gets into the middle of a circle with a Wookiee, and he brawls with the Wookiee and wins the bets. So
yeah,
that's my guess.
All right.
I don't see him panhandling or busking like he's sitting in Mos Eisley with a guitar singing Brown Eyed Girl from Van Morrison. I don't think so.
You're my brown-eyed girl, Fennec Shand.
All right, let's see what else.
Yeah, he's got something in that helmet, though.
More speeders.
Maybe it's filled with eggnog. Oh, rewind.
That looked new.
Okay, this is what Paul Bateman's been talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see, these are two what's that species? They're from
Klaatu?
Jabba's Stibbers. Are they Klaatuans?
Klaatu or Nikto? I can't, they
Nikto.
all look
They're
alike to me.
Nikto.
Those
They're
are
definitely
Niktos?
Nikto. Yeah, with the
Okay.
horns.
All right.
Reddish skin with the horns.
Uh-huh.
They're holding two people here, and we've been led to believe that this is Tosche Station, and the guy on the left is Fixer, and the girl on the right is Cammy, because they're wearing very similar wardrobe. Paul was the first to report on this on the internet. I've had a lot of people say, "Hey, look what I discovered." Paul Bateman beat you all to it.
Yeah.
I was watching it all happen in real time, and Paul catches this stuff. It's just like you can't get it by him.
Right.
He doesn't even have to freeze frame. He doesn't even have to watch it.
He just knows. He just knows. And of course, you got the shadow there of Boba with the gaffy stick behind him.
Yes.
So this might be pre-armor, because I don't think he doesn't carry that gaffy stick around now that he has the armor and the blaster.
No.
Yeah.
No, perhaps he's hunting for his armor right now.
Oh, it could be.
And
he's on the trail.
It was sighted in Anchorhead at Tosche Station. And so he's looking for it, and maybe these Nictus are as well. Maybe these Nictus are working for Bib Fortuna.
Could be.
Bib is going out of his way to make sure that Boba does not get his armor back for whatever reason.
They have a very uniform look, which is interesting. So it implies organization. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which you wouldn't expect with just random pirates. They would all kind of have their own look. So they're definitely affiliated with something organized.
Yes. Their team.
Yeah.
Their gang.
Oh, that's a cool shot. I like Fennec pulling that little dagger out of there, out of her blaster, whipping it at somebody.
Similar to Zion from the season 1, the purple Twi'lek girl who was part of Bill Burr's crew.
Oh yeah, right.
She had a similar throwing knife that she used on Matt Lanter.
Poor Matt.
Matt, yeah. And when he was falling, he busted a bunch of the set on his way down. They all got really mad at him for it.
Oh, man. All right. So this is new, too, I think. They're going to war, that line.
So it's a pit droid that hands Boba his helmet. I think that's fabulous.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of pit droids
There we go.
in this trailer, which leads me to believe I think we'll be seeing Pelimoto in this series, because doesn't she handle the pit droids?
Well, she's got the Three Stooges ones that left over from Phantom Menace.
Right.
She got them from Watto's junk shop.
Or Watu, as Dave Filoni calls him.
Watu. There it is. All right.
Can't wait.
All right, we've got another one to show you. This is The Return.
The Return. Crank this up because I want to hear some of this music.
That sounds familiar.
Seismic charge.
Yeah.
Seismic charge.
I love that shot, that approach. And Boba Fett approaching. And it's interesting. Is that the back door or is that the main door? That's the main door, isn't it?
So Boba's approaching Jabba's palace from up in the cliff.
Yeah.
And it looks like that is probably a hangar, and I bet that's the hangar where the Slave One is parked.
Oh, it's a hangar. See, I thought that it might be the big door.
The door.
The
it
big
could
door.
Be.
Yeah.
It could be the big door. It could be the big door.
George keeps changing the way that looks.
I love that door. God damn it, I love that door. I almost did a whole saga about the door.
All right. More seismic charges. And we see back to Boba.
Soaking, having a soak.
Right. It's good for you.
Feeling good. Feeling better.
Oh, there it is.
Polynesian spa.
I do, the dawning of the armor is pretty cool. It's very almost like Batman like, as you see the
very much,
all the pieces and parts. And on the throne.
Here's a space freighter.
Yeah, big freighter.
Yeah, you can turn the music now. I just want to hear that seismic charge. I like how they put that in the mix.
Yeah, I like
somebody asked me. So if I could just say, somebody asked me on our Disney Plus day during that live show we did. They were asking about this dude was asking about the music being played in the first Boba Fett trailer, and I chased him off a little bit. I said, no way. This is production house music. This is just off the shelf stuff. This trailer, however, I feel a little differently about. It has all of the stupid stuff you hear in trailers all the time now. This trope that's been going on with film trailers for the past, I don't know, 8 or 9 years, whatever, with all the sound effects they layer on top of it. And the like weird percussion. To me, it always sounds like a door slamming shut, a car door slam. And like the swishes and all that stuff. But I think maybe at the root of this, there might be actual soundtrack music from The Mandalorian, or the Book of Boba Fett here. Ludwig Göransson, same guy who did The Mandalorian, doing the music for the Book of Boba Fett. But this music sounds a little different to me. It doesn't sound so much like off-the-shelf production music. So I'm wondering.
Okay, you think you're hearing real score for the series?
I think it's very clever the way they mixed in the seismic charge sound with this music, which would definitely not be something Ludwig Göransson would do. But as a production piece, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And people are so gaga crazy about that seismic charge sound now.
Oh, we did a whole riff on that.
Yeah, I don't mean to like crap all over it or nothing.
Yeah.
But
it's not the
just,
coolest
I just think
sound
it's funny.
effect in all of Star Wars, which you have some people out there making that claim. That, it's the greatest sound effect in Star Wars. It's like, I mean, come on. We went through the whole list. Yeah.
At least it's big and splashy. That's why people like it. It's big and splashy.
And it was very different sounding for the time. I mean, it didn't sound like, I don't recall George ever using silence like that before a big
never.
effect.
That was the thing.
Yeah. That makes it
thing.
very dramatic.
Ben Burt brought that to the table during the production of episode 2, dropping the sound right before the seismic charge sound effect kicked in. And the way he looked at it was the explosive sucked in everything and created an audio black hole.
Wow.
Right before it unleashed. And I think it's funny to hear Ben talk about all this and stuff because everyone knows there's no sound in space. Space itself is an audio black hole. But let's push that aside and just think about the brilliance of it. What I like about it is it with the dropout before it hits, it goes from nothing to everything in the wink of an eyelash.
Yeah.
And I think that's really an impressive way to use sound. And Burt had the lobby for it. Nobody else was down with this idea.
I didn't know there was that much drama behind the scenes of this particular sound effect. Wow.
Yes. So yeah.
So when you say nobody was excited about it, does that include George? Do you think you had to convince George?
Yes. He said Ben says the only guy working on the film was another sound designer, a guy named Gary Rydstrom, very well-known sound designer. He's worked on so many things. He's worked on a lot of Pixar stuff. He's very, very esteemed in the industry, Gary Rydstrom. And he's got a cool name too. It's almost like a Star Wars name, Rydstrom. But he believed in Ben and helped Ben lobby the rest of the production crew to make it happen. And it happened. I think also Ben being an editor on the film helped him with certain sound opportunities that a typical sound designer wouldn't normally get because they would get kind of shuffled out during the process. But as a film editor, that gave Ben much more power.
You would think that all he'd have to do is say, "I'm Ben frickin' Burt."
I invented R2-D2.
Right, exactly.
Darth Vader breathing, the lightsabers, the blasters.
And you're giving me crap about the seismic charge? At what point do you start trusting the guy, right? I think he knows what he's doing.
I was the guy out there at the power towers with the hitting the lines, the support lines, and miking them to get that laser beam sound. Pew, pew, pew. That was me, Ben Burt.
Right.
I'm the future voice of Wally. That's what he should have said. I am the future voice of Wally. I don't know, Ben, I don't think Ben's feeling very well. What's he talking about, Wally?
Someday.
Oh, I think, Wally, he works in the Foley department. All right, okay. Who wants more eggnog?
Oh, I don't have it with me. It's upstairs in the fridge. Look at you. With the big, you got a picture of it. Damn, jeez.
Yeah. You know, I know what it's like to strap myself to the studio desk. You have to commit.
Well, I'm getting a fridge for down here, a little mini fridge.
That's cool.
So I never have to leave. All right.
Put R2-D2 magnets on it.
Of course I will. Rebel Force Radio magnets. All right, back to the return. Return to the return. So yeah, we've seen this little downtown area here.
Mm-hmm.
We think we're not on Tatooine. We speculated. I think we had a planet name at one point.
It's that background though. I think this is within that city in the crater.
Yes, but I swear we read something along the lines that we thought that was not Tatooine.
It feels too big for Tatooine.
Yeah. Agreed.
Tatooine has nothing going on.
Right. Well, they love those two Twi'leks. Show them in every one of these.
Jennifer Beals.
Yeah, right. That's why.
We've seen all this before. This is the big conference happening in Jabba's palace.
Right, the
with
5
walrus
families sitting down.
mans. Yeah, the 5 families. And
Now
here we are
that's
on
one of the
speeder bike
cleanest
scene.
shots that we've seen of the speeder bikes. I feel like right there.
Yeah,
We've
you
seen
can
them
see
from
those
the
are
back.
Nicktoons.
I don't recall seeing them from the front like that.
Looks like just a band of Nicktoons.
Yeah,
There's nothing indicating to me that there's anything or anyone riding along with them. You know, you always look for like, ooh, look, there's a prisoner back there. Who is that? You know, but
Yeah,
there's
right.
nothing. It just looks like a biker gang.
yeah. Well, I think they're going to battle. They're going into battle. But yeah, it is. It does. It looks like Hell's Angels, Star Wars Hell's Angels, maybe.
They look like just really cool versions of the Imperial speeder bikes, but everything is bigger. You know, the speeder bikes that the Empire used in Return of the Jedi were sleeker, thinner, longer. These look like everything about it is exaggerated, from the
Right.
fins up in the
Yes.
front to the engine.
Well, and there's
to
no
where the
back
guys are
end.
sitting.
You know, it doesn't look like there's much of a back end. Almost like they're cut off.
Yeah. It's like a speeder moped.
It's the dirt bike version.
Yeah.
The speeder bike is the Harley. This is the little crotch rocket.
But all of the accoutrement, you know, is really like just bigger than what we see in the Imperial bike. You know,
Yeah.
the fins, the engine, all that stuff.
They're modded out. Maybe that's what it is.
Modded.
Yeah.
We're modded.
Right. Oh, here's
that's
another glimpse of what Paul Bateman is speculating could be Cammy and Fixer here. They're roughing her up a little bit, roughing him up. Those prods.
Left-footed.
Oh, now this is
See,
a
he's
look we
walking
haven't
in.
seen. Yeah, we've not seen this particular look of Boba Fett. I expect the Black Series figure to be out sometime in 2026 of this particular look. But he's got like a
Boba.
he's just got sort of that. I mean, you might think this is sort of like just a plain flight suit or something he threw on after his back to bath.
No, I think this is, he has emerged from the Sarlacc pit, and he was stripped of his armor while he was lying out on the sands, and this is the undergarment he was wearing. And I could tell that by the sleeves. You have the short sleeve and then the long sleeve underneath it.
Wait a minute, you think
That's-
that's the
Yes.
OT Boba Fett flight suit?
Yes. And
It
also
seems awfully
because
light colored. I mean,
it does, but you'll see there's like pock marks on it, like almost like it looks like burn marks on it.
Yeah.
I think that's from the digestive juices of the Sarlacc.
yeah.
And he also is clearly scarred from the Sarlacc.
Deformed.
And deformed. He has no eyebrows.
Right.
He's looking rough. He's looking like how he looked in The Mandalorian season 2. So I think that's what we're looking at. I think this is all Boba has at this point. And he's either looking for shelter, he's looking for his armor, or he just stumbled upon a bad situation. Raiders attacking Tosche Station in Anchorhead and roughing up Luke Skywalker's childhood friends, Cammy and Fixer, and he just happened upon it. And he doesn't like what he sees because he knows Nicktoons were associated with Jabba and Bib. And so that's why he's going to kick their ass and save Cammy and Fixer. It's nice if Cammy and Fixer are in the show because they were infamously cut out of the original trilogy due to pacing issues.
Right. Well,
Anthony Forrest and Koo Stark were the actors.
I mean, that'd be a real deep cut. I mean, I
That's
would,
a deep cut.
Yeah, I mean, I would see them. It would be nothing more than a little winky kind of cameo. I don't see them emerging as, supporting characters even in this series.
All right, I have some trivia.
Okay.
I have some trivia for you. There was a third friend of Luke's who hung out at Tosche Station, and he was more friendly with Luke than Fixer and Cammy were. Do you know his name?
Well, it was Cammy, Fixer, Biggs, and Luke, and there was one other one.
There was one other.
Cammy.
And he features more prominently in the first episode of the Star Wars radio drama from NPR.
Drawing a blank, man.
Yeah.
Drawing a blank.
His name is Windy. W-I-N-D-Y, Windy, like Windy City, not like Wendy, like my wife Wendy Snyder, but that was his name, Windy.
Windy.
You had Fixer, Cammy, and Windy, and he's also seen in the Marvel Comics adaptation. There was a fourth friend,
More friends?
who was who left Anchorhead about the same time Biggs Darklighter left. Do you know his name?
Clearly
He gets
not.
referenced to.
What are you, Kevin
in
Lyle, all of a
dialogue.
sudden with the trivia?
He gets referenced to via dialogue in the Lars Homestead
Oh, Tank.
dining area. Tank.
Oh, Tank. Yeah, Biggs and Tank. That's what you said when Biggs and Tank left. Yeah, but they never filmed anything with Tank.
No. Tank was featured in a Dark Horse comic called Star Wars Empire back in the day. And we learned that Tank graduated from the academy and became an Imperial officer on a Star Destroyer.
Oh.
And Luke has a run-in with him. Awkward.
All right. Well, I'm jazzed. When I looked at this, I didn't think that this was the actual Boba Flight suit under the classic armor. But
I think it is.
Yeah, it could be. It obviously fits in terms of, if this is the story we're telling, and you're right to point out the the short sleeves over top of the long sleeves. Maybe it's bleached out. I know what happens if I, put the wrong colored shirt with the wrong colored, detergent, bleaches out. Who knows? I can imagine what Sarlacc juice can do.
Oh my God, it's worse than peroxide.
Yeah. All right, here he comes.
There's new speeders. Oh wow.
Yep, another pit
Flashy.
droid. Oh,
Yeah, pit droids and flashy looking speeder bikes. Can you freeze frame it? There's a one speeder that goes by. This
the
looks
grill
like,
on that looks cool. Oh,
this looks like a chase. And look at that, like real flashy blue.
yeah.
Speeder.
That looks like the ass end. That almost looks like Luke's speeder, at least from the back.
I like that blue speeder.
Yeah, that's cool looking. Yeah, that might
Brand
be
new. It's right off the lot.
Yeah.
Brand new.
They lose a lot of value though as soon as you take them off the lot.
No, it's the second it's out on the screen. There's a red one.
and
just like
a red one. Yeah,
those are cool.
yeah, that looks a little. As Paul would say for Tatooine, a little off model because, with Tatooine, you're used to seeing very drab, earthy tones. You don't see big pops of color. So these guys are meant to stand out. That's what I take from it. They're definitely, they're not trying to hide.
That's why I say fresh off the lot. Maybe they stole them.
Yeah.
Maybe they stole them.
And then here's a little pit droid dropping.
Hit the nose. Lots of stuff. We've already seen.
now-
That's interesting.
Now, this
Nabba
right
and
here,
Fennec.
they're clearly looking at the grate that sits atop the Rancor pit in
That's
Jabba's
right.
palace. And
I think we're going to see the Rancor in Book of Boba Fett.
well, our Rancor, not the Rancor, right? The Rancor is dead.
Obviously, of course. But yeah,
And wait, didn't he get a name?
he does die.
Didn't he get a name?
No,
in Bad
they gave him a
Batch?
name in Bad Batch. They gave that, but there was no confirmation that was the Rancor. Maybe that was another just random.
Well, he's on his way to Jabba, wasn't he?
Well, you're right, though. The Rancor would be totally dead by this point in the timeline, courtesy of Luke Skywalker. But I'm thinking maybe there's another one down there. You never knew. Maybe Jabba had two of them.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like, mating them.
Oh,
so he would
geez.
have an endless supply of Rancors.
This took a weird turn. Yes, right. He's breeding them, like it's like golden retrievers. He's got Rancors.
Well, I think Han Solo.
Maybe he's got a Rancor oodle. It's great because it's hypoallergenic. The kids, it doesn't shed.
All of a sudden, like they show up. Everyone in your neighborhood has them.
Yeah, right.
Like, what's going on here? I
A
got my little
Rankoodle.
mutt, I got my little mutt rescue dog. I'm walking around and there's nothing but rank doodles everywhere. What's going on here? I tell my dog, just keep your head down and keep moving forward. But here we see, definitely looking down into the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we know that Boba isn't the type to hit the trap door and drop his opponents into the Rancor pit because of what Fennec Shan says in that first trailer, who says, if you spoke that way to Jabba, he would have fed you to his menagerie.
Yeah.
Boba has already been revealed to be someone who has more patience than Jabba, but maybe that patience can be tested. And maybe Boba does hit that trap door. Just,
I've always wanted to do this.
and he hits the button, and the guy falls in there and gets ripped to shreds by the other Rancor that Jabba has.
There was another door.
I just think there has to be a reason why HasLab tried to make that Black Series Rancor a thing. I think there's, a method to the madness always. And
Really?
yes, and Star Wars toys are there for us to collect and love and cherish and everything. Yes, that's true. But they're primarily promotional tools for the studio. And I think the Rancor is going to be seen in Book of Boba Fett, and that's why it was spotlighted by Hasbro as a potential HasLab Black Series thing, which of course that didn't happen because the fans weren't impressed by the way Hasbro rolled it all out.
Well, I understand.
And like the hotel, the Star Wars hotel, people didn't feel like they were getting their value.
Keep in mind that the Black Series scaled Rancor goes all the way back to Star Wars Celebration Chicago. If you recall, they had at the Hasbro display, they had these dioramas set up for each of the 6 at the time, or no, I'm sorry, each of the, what would it have been? 8 films at that point? Or did they have all 9? Yeah, they had all 8 by that point, right, I believe. 8. So they had a display, and the Return of the Jedi display had a Black Series scaled Rancor, and fans were going nuts. Like, are you going to make this thing? Like, nah, we just did this for the diorama, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. So I think the Rancor, the tooling for it, and, the R&D and all that, I think happened long before Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett was a thing. However, the timing does seem somewhat convenient if there's going to be a Rancor. And of course, if that's the case, then, people are going to be very disappointed that they didn't back. In hindsight, I'm kind of disappointed that it didn't happen. Because I know some collectors and they were real bummed. They were looking to add that Rancor to their collection. To me, it was just it was an issue of space. Where would I put this thing? And our old buddy, the toy guru Scott Knightlick, who has that great Spectre Creative YouTube channel, he's done a couple of fabulous videos on the Rancor, and one of the things he talks about is what made the original 3 3/4 inch figures so popular was because of the interplay with vehicles, and where vehicles were sort of like the cash cow for Kenner, and the action figures were sort of like little accessories almost. They were impulse buys. And, with the Black Series, you just can't build a galaxy at that scale. You just can't. So I kind of feel like for these big projects, I hope that HasLab, as much as I love the Black Series, for these big projects, I hope they focus on the classic 3 3/4 inch stuff that we want to see.
That might be the case because they've done 3 of these for Star Wars. 2 of them were successes, and they were both 3 3/4 inch action figure size scale. The sail barge and the Razor Crest.
Right.
And the one failure was the Lone Black Series offering the Rancor. So,
right.
A bummer. If you were looking to get it, that sucks. That sucks. They should put it on sale anyway.
They might. You never know. You never know. Right, I don't think we've seen the last of it almost made it. That was the real heartbreaker. What's interesting is there was another HasLab project. It was a Transformers project that they did, I think, last year. And it had a similar, controversy, I guess you might call it, online, where fans were disappointed. And Hasbro rectified it. And then they extended the campaign by a day or two, and that allowed people once they, because at the end of the campaign, they said, all right, fine, you want Malakili Rancor Keeper, we'll give you a Malakili Rancor Keeper. And then it really started to, the numbers started to jump up, but they never extended the deadline like they did with the Transformers, and it just didn't make it. I think it was less than 1,000 away. It was like 900 backers away.
No, they should have given it one more day. They would have gotten it.
They would have
less than 1,000. They would have gotten it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I might have even bought into the hype and got it myself, but no, it seemed doomed from the get go, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
But Book of Boba Fett. So he might be feeding someone to the menagerie.
Yeah,
We don't know what's in the menagerie,
right.
And I'm thinking it's another Rancor. I'm thinking Jabba Head too. I mean,
Another
there were
Rancor,
two
okay.
Death Stars. There,
All right, yeah, always two there are. Yoda said it himself. And that's true in Sith and in Rancors. But do you think they might go on do you think they might give us a different beast? Do you think they might just decide to go, hey, let's create another monster, something cool, or you know, would another monster though in that setting, like that's what we want to see, right? We want to see that door lift up, and we want to see a Rancor. If it's something else, we'll be like, oh man, why wasn't it a Rancor?
Or what if it was one of the creatures from the Geonosis arena? Something we're familiar with. Be like, oh, Jabba had an accolade too. Wow.
Well, she does say menagerie, so that implies that Jabba had quite a collection of
or
monsters.
Rathtars, anyone? Han Solo was trying to deliver Rathtars to King Prana, so Prana could mate them.
Don't tell me you're carrying Rathtars.
I'm carrying Rathtars.
You got it, pal. We got Rathtars. Didn't you see the sign out front? It says Rathtars are us. Me and Chewie. Couple crazy single guys out.
You moof milker.
With Rathtars and moof milkers.